Hello all and welcome to Helpful Student. We're doing GCSE Mathematics. We're doing the Algebra section and today we're going to learn about the Quadratic Formula, which is grade A. Don't be put off that it's grade A. It's quite simple, quite straightforward, and it should help you factorising quadratics. This is the second way that you can use it to factorise quadratics, so let's get started. So the Quadratic Formula is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared taken by 4ac divided by 2a. And basically these values are represented by a quadratic, so ax squared plus bx plus c, this is where we get the values here, so a, b and c. And what this is basically telling us that this is a quadratic, so whenever you have a number here, x squared, a number here, x plus c is equal to 0, then straight away you should look at that and go quadratic. Now you can factorise these, or you can use the quadratic formula, which is what we're about to do now. If you like factorising, then I'll put a video in the link to help you, and quite simple. So let's get started. I'll go over an example, and then as usual I'll have two examinational questions, and pause the video and then play it. Hopefully you get the right answer, but if you don't, the methods are there, so it should be fine. So here's an example. Solve 3x squared plus 7x minus 13 equals 0. So if we look at a quadratic, ax squared, we've got 3x squared here, plus 7x, plus bx, so minus 13, plus c, yes, doesn't matter, we got that there, equals 0. So straight away we know this is a quadratic. Now we could factorise it, but we want to put it in the quadratic formula. So first of all we have to find the value. So I here is equal to 3, b is equal to 7, and c is equal to minus 13. And then we substitute these values into the formula, which is given here, and I've just typed it up in the calculator. And here, plus or minus is just plus, as you can see here, that's how I've got this value here, and then minus this. Now, I've typed this all in my calculator, and it should come up in a calculator exam, these types of questions, but if not, then just put your answer in its simplest form if you want to use this if you want to use this formula. And also, this formula here should be, well, it's in most exam boards, they'll give you the formula. It's in the formula sheet or the back of the test, whatever they're doing nowadays, but it should be on there. But if you are doing A level, unfortunately you will have to memorise this. So, examinational questions, we have solve x squared, take away 4x, take away 8, which is equal to 0. So, we get our value, so a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4x, 4, and c is equal to minus 8, which gives us 0. So this is a quadratic, we know that. We substitute these values in here to the formula. Now you're probably wondering, wait a second, why is this minus 4 straight away positive? Because it had minus b and we've got minus 4, so a minus and a minus is a positive. That's how we've got a positive 4. So I've simplified this, simplified it again, and then as you can see I've took it away and I've got this answer and 3 significant figures. This is my answer, and then I've added it, and this is my simplest form, and some 3 significant figures. So it's quite simple, as you've probably noticed. You just put them into the formula, you should get the answer. Right, move on to the next one. Right, solve x squared plus x plus 11 equals 14. You might think, oh god, what's happened here? But not to worry, because we just do 11 take away 14, rearrange it, which is x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. We got a minus 3 by subtracting 14 by 11. So that gave us 0. And then we put our values in, so a equals 1, b equals 1, and c equals minus 3. We put it into the formula, minus 1 plus or minus 1 squared, take away 4 times 1 times minus 3 over 2 times 1. And again, I've been too lazy. I can't be bothered to write it out. I've just plugged all this into my calculator, and I have got this in my simple list form, and I got this answer. And in three significant figures, this is the answer when it's added, and then here, when subtracted, I have this answer, and that's my final answer. So, yep, that's probably the hardest they'll give you, and that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's helped. And thank you, and please keep watching my videos.